money since I was legit. Ever since I blew, they all on my. Hey, back then, didn't know I had it. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long. I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spit about 10 on my 50. Hey, slick, then he with the. Back then, you had a zip. Blow out his back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things pull out the bip. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
Up it's magic. With the gang, we ball out and kick it tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You could see it.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Oakland Raiders. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
We're going to sign. 45 to Mike. Check. 45 to Mike. Check pass. Check pass.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A big play there on the first play of the game. 68 yards.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Alex Collins, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Ito Smith, his first carry. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. On 1st down, Locke. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Markel Lee coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Locke going to throw. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
First down.
Okay, ready?
Check back. Cut it left.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Smith is the lone man in the backfield here as they get ready for 2nd and goal.
Get that quarterback. Right there.
Again, it's Locke. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. But now it's 3rd and goal.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Here we go. 50, plant. Pick it up. Get it.
Locke now on 3rd and goal. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. From 4 yards out, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
Parkey adds the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 37-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Darnold. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Mike, 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Better bring.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 2nd and 12, Darnold. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 34-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
The man from nearby Richmond, Tack McKinley, in on the stop. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
From the 29, Darnold. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now it's Darnold. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Clock now on 1st down. Flushed it, and he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Now Ito Smith. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing his lock on 3rd down. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him at just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
Come on, man, let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
I'm coming.
To throw is Darnold. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's another Raiders.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs.
Watch the twist.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On 2nd down. It's Jacobs, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Get in the weight room.
Now a give to Collins. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit and try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
We got 4. We got 4. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready? 30 bigs.
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Come on, set. 10-2 stop. 4 down, check. 4 down. Now.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
45 the mic.
Now Darnold. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running is Jacobs. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Back to throw, Darnold. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 41-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow.
Complete to Hunter Renfrow. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 36-yard line.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. The shotgun snap for Darnold. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let him play. And the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
At the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Staying on the ground. This time it's Smith. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup. First down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Clock now on first down. Escaping, and he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Cleveland Farrell able to run it down for a loss of a yard.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. On the draw, this is Smith. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Locke working out of the gun. He's got his man on the crossing route. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats. And the Raiders have got him. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. To throw on 3rd down. Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kick.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 20. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
He's going to take off with it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On the ready. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Curry.
On 2nd down now. It's Smith. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Going to try and throw on 3rd down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Ready? 70, Indy. 54, rip right.
After the turnover, here's Locke. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Set, ready? 60 or. 54.
Coming this way. Here we go.
Get it.
3rd and 2. Locke's going to throw. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
It's a party now.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Come on.
Now to the air. Locke. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Locke. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They look to throw. It's Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
On 3rd down, block. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
we've
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
A 4-receiver look here. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 8. Here's Darnold. The open man here, Renfro. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider 1st down.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right, because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Go, set. You.
On 1st down, Darnold. And incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They run with Collins. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two, because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
I'm going to run you over, lady. 54 Mike.
Darnold down to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Set. Check. 45 the mic.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
45. Young lady. All day, baby. All day.
This is Collins on the handoff. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Darnold. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Darnold now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On 3rd down, Leonard. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
Set. 45. Mike, 45.
We own them. We own them.
Hey, switch gears. Hey,
they'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run it with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go! At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw it is Locke. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Locke again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Harkey with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
17.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Pick it up, team. 45.
Here's Darnold. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Darnold now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun. Looking middle, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
3rd down and 6.
Mike, 59, Mike, check, 59. Here it comes, here it comes. Hey.
Now Collins. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Got it.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Look at me. Zipper. Get it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Locke. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Watch the curl. Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right.
Throwing on 2nd down. Darnold. And he's got his big tight end over the middle. Complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him a first down. 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Darnold now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45. Lady. Check tight end. Check tight.
Here's Collins. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Raider first. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Once again, it's Jacobs. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 7-yard line. And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 7-yard line.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Jacobs now. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. They come out here in the eye. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. They'll run with Jacobs. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. The kick by Carlson is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Good work, boys. Go. Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
And what with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
They'll go for it. It's Locke. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
I got you. I got you.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So yet another field goal to end the drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often. But you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
Hey, back up.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. I got him.
Now.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
Ready up.
Mike 5-4. Here we go.
Clock now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Mike 54.
Clock will try again on 2nd down. Wide open receiver complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 17 yards and a 1st down for Atlanta. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 15 yards, 1st down Atlanta. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Mike 5-4.
On 1st down, Locke. This one caught by Ridley. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one